Have you ever heard about microbes during before or after COVID era? Welcome to ADP for Learning. I am Ashish Kutyal. Today we will learn about a new topic concerning different type of microscopic lifeforms. So, the question arises, what are microbes? A microbe, or microscopic organism, is a living thing that is too small to be seen with the naked eye. We need to use a microscope to see them. The term is very general. It is used to describe many different types of life forms, with dramatically different sizes and characteristics. Bacteria, archaea, fungi, protists, viruses, microscopic animals and plants. The human body is home to microbes from all of these categories. Microscopic plants are also considered microbes, though they don't generally live on or in the human body. The animation clearly shows the size and scale of the cell. As you can see, we are going from a coffee bean to rice to sesame seed to grain of salt to amoeba, paramecium, human egg to photoreceptor, skin cell, sperm to RBCs, chromosomes to E. coli bacterium to mitochondria, lysosomes to viruses, ribosomes, and all the way to carbon. Now we will highlight different types of life forms one by one. The first microscopic organism we start with is bacteria as a life form. Bacteria are microscopic, single-celled organisms that have no nucleus and a cell wall made of peptidoglycan. Bacteria are the direct descendants of the first organisms that lived on Earth, with fossil evidence going back about 3.5 billion years. Most bacteria are much smaller than our own cells, though a few are much larger, and some are as small as viruses. They usually do not have any membrane-wrapped organelles, but they do have an outer membrane. Most bacteria are also surrounded by at least one layer of cell wall. Bacteria are a huge and diverse group. Its members have many shapes, sizes, and functions, and they live in just about every environment on the planet. The second type of microscopic lifeforms are archaea. Archaea are microscopic, single-celled organisms that have no nucleus and an outer membrane containing unique lipids. On the surface, archaea look a lot like bacteria. They can have a similar size and shape, their genetic material forms a circle, they lack organelles, and they live in similar environments. But biochemically, archaea are as different from bacteria as they are from us. Archaea are surrounded by a membrane made up of a type of lipid that isn't found in any other organism. Most archaea also have a cell wall, but theirs is very different from the peptidoglycan cell wall of bacteria. Archaea are best known for living in extreme environments, but they also live in non-extreme environments, including the human gut and skin. The third type of microscopic lifeforms are fungi. Fungi are single-celled or multicellular organisms with nuclei and with cell walls made of chitin. They also have membrane-wrapped organelles, including mitochondria. Unlike plants, fungi cannot make their own food. Familiar fungi include yeasts, molds, and mushrooms. Yeasts live as small, individual cells, between the size of bacteria and our own cells. Molds and mushrooms are actually the fruiting bodies of fungi that live as long, microscopic fibers. Fungi are important decomposers in most ecosystems. Their long, fibrous cells can penetrate plants and animals, breaking them down and extracting nutrients. Several species of fungi, mostly yeasts, live harmlessly on the human body. The fourth type of microscopic lifeforms are protists. Protists are single-celled or multicellular, microscopic organisms with cell nuclei, and which aren't plants, animals, or fungi. Multicellular protists live as colonies, without specialization. Protists are a category of leftovers and oddballs that don't fit into other groups, and taxonomists are continually reorganizing them. Because protists are defined more by what they don't have than what they do, they're a very diverse group. Some make their own food using chloroplasts, but most don't. They have many ways of moving around, including flagella, cilia, and amoeboid action. They have multiple ways of reproducing, and some have quite complex life cycles. But they have membrane-wrapped organelles and an outer cell membrane. Several parasitic protists can cause deadly diseases, including malaria, amoebic dysentery, and giardia. But the human body is also home to beneficial and neutral protists. The fifth type of microscopic lifeforms are viruses. Viruses are microscopic particles made of nucleic acids, proteins, and sometimes lipids. Viruses can't reproduce on their own. Instead, they reproduce by infecting other cells and hijacking their host's cellular machinery. Viruses are specialized to infect a certain host, and often a specific cell type within that host. HIV, for example, infects a certain type of immune cell in primates. Other viruses infect plants, animals, bacteria, or archaea. Since the ability to reproduce is often listed as a requirement for life, some consider viruses to be non-living. Regardless, viruses are an important part of all ecosystems, including the human body. In our bodies, viruses infect not only our cells, but also other microbes that live in our bodies. Viruses that infect bacteria are called bacteriophage. Viruses that infect archaea come in unusual shapes. Some have 2 tails, others are shaped like bottles or flowers. The sixth type of microscopic lifeforms are microscopic animals. Microscopic animals are also counted as microbes. Animals are multicellular, with different types of cells that carry out specialized functions. Their cells have membrane-wrapped compartments, including nuclei. Flexible membranes enclose each cell, but animal cells do not have rigid cell walls. In contrast to plants, they cannot make their own food. Microscopic animals include mostly arthropods, crustaceans, and rotifers. Mites are one type of microscopic animal that can live on our bodies. These spider-like arachnids live in tight spaces, including hair follicles. Most of us have them, and don't even know it. The seventh type of microscopic lifeforms are microscopic plants. The microbe category includes microscopic plants. Most microscopic plants are counted among the green algae, and they live as single cells or long fibers. Plant cells have membrane-wrapped compartments. They're surrounded by both an outer membrane and a cell wall made of cellulose, and they have chloroplasts for making their own food. Microscopic plants generally do not live in or on the human body, but they are very important food sources for animals in both freshwater and saltwater ecosystems. They also release oxygen, which is essential for animal life. Thank you for listening and exploring the amazing journey of learning. In the future, we will come up with more interactive topics. Meanwhile, don't forget to like, share, and comment.